inauguration of the inaugural leg of I don't care. Alright, so what we've got here, we've got the new system. Let's put it all together. So at the moment what I'll do is I'll just wipe it down so that we've got a generalised idea of what's going on. I can do this in either direction. What I've discovered is just having a little block over here helps with the general placement of the camera. So I can put the camera down here, the block's here, and pen is away. And there we go. Now, I know that doesn't look as good as you think it looks, but we can fix that. I'll show you. So what I'll do is I'll grab the cloth towel, or towel cloth towel, coffee cloth towel, or coffee cloth towel, there you go. Now, cloth towel, cloth towel. And then I can wipe these, and then we suddenly have a cleared view. What does that mean? I can get my opals on the chopsticks, and I can, for example, there's the opal. I can even see where the camera is, so I can sort of figure out what's going on. And you can look at it, and then I'll have to stand up and look at it myself. There we go. I can see that the Celine Dion effect is quite pronounced, so we'll have to probably push this down a little bit lower. That's fine. Like I said, the Celine Dion effect should be pronounced. Push that down lower. Push this down on top there. Yeah. Maybe that'll help. It certainly will help turn that. It certainly helps turn one of the machines into a hazard, because I can see that. There we go. I think that looks quite nice, even if it is quite hazardous over in this general direction. So there we go. Now what I can do is just make sure that we've still got some. Yep, I can do over here now. This process is iterative. We'll get there in the end. We'll make it perfect for everybody. Perfect for me to cut the opals, and perfect for you to watch it happening. This particular opal, it's not everybody's cup of tea, this one, but it certainly is mine. I like this one because it's a Cooper PD special, from memory anyway. But it came from a very diverse chunk of opal. I tried to cut out all of the little diverse bits of it. In the end, I gave up and just turned it into a sphere, into a round opal, a cabbage form. Going left-handed. Eventually we'll figure out exactly how to do this. There's a piece of timber in the way, and that's actually good. I can use it to stabilise my hand or whatever else, but there's other things that you need to consider when we're doing all this opal cutting malarkey. For example, I don't really want to have my hand there, I want to have my hand here. I think that's good, because I think that's where the TV cameras happen to be. Yes, that's good. So that's all very good. So I just sit here and I polish with the opal, and once it's to a reasonable shine, we then move it on to another section. I'll just keep going here. And I reckon we could even use the zoom function on these cameras to work it out. And cameras plural, because I think eventually that's what I will be doing. I'll be having a whole suite of cameras that'll be pointing in every general direction, and I'll have a TV that's monitoring everything, and then I'll have AI doing all the calls, and then I'll have some regression equations which are making sure that no one in the other room is saying anything, and then I'll have, you know, a certain amount of statistical validity to the street. Yeah, I'm bullshitting at this point, in case you were wondering. This is handy. It's like because I've got something to rest my wrist on, and I didn't expect this to be an advantage. Because I can rest my wrist, it actually makes it easier to do the fine polishing of the opal. Right, let's have a look at this one. Right, so there is only a demonstration anyway, so it doesn't matter that much. I'm going to lift this guy up so we can possibly have a chance in colour. Here we go. In we go. There you go, you saw some colour right there. Doing opals, my friend. There we go, let's see if we can make it more colourful. Oh, colour enhance button, I forgot about that. There we go, retouch is on. See if we can get some of that beautiful colour out of it. It's not the most, it's pretty good. It's not the most colourful I've ever done, but it's pretty good, this opal, and it's a shame that you can't see what I can see. That's alright, let's try and figure out how to get you to see it. Just moving this, there we go, look at that. Move that off the top. Start to see some of the colour that's there. If I move it to the side like that, there you go. Nice little bit of shiny shine colour, shiny shine. Can move it over in generalised area. There we go, look at that. See, nice little bit of flash going on. So let's try what I've got to do just here. Move back a bit. Move back a bit, thank you. So from here, we'll try and figure out what the shine is like on the opal. And you'll see that there's just, I can tell you, there's a dull patch on it somewhere. It's getting covered in water too much, but there is a dull patch. I'll just have a quick look and see if I can spot it. Right near the middle, right there. So, look, the dull patch is right there, right next to my nail, which is oh so clean. So, what I'll do is I'll quickly zoom out. Cool thing is I can move it over to here if I need to. There we go. Now I know it's just there, so I just I actually think I'm better off at this point just pushing the face in a bit, which is always a bit annoying because you usually spend a lot of effort polishing that face. Oh, thank you for the like, whoever that was. Here we go. Now, all I'm doing is I'm just spinning this thing on some ordinary sandpaper. This particular sandpaper came with the sander. A lot of people go for high quality sandpaper, and there are good reasons for doing that, because you might want them to, if you're mass producing opals, you might find that you're going through sandpaper a bit too much. Also, people are always worried about contamination. So if you go from one grit to another, people are scared that bits of dust or whatever else are going on to the finer grits. I cannot confirm or deny that, as far as I can tell. I haven't had a problem. But who knows, maybe I couldn't see and maybe my opals are all crap, who knows. Let me have a look now, and you can have a look too. Nope, still that. Right, so I know where it is now, so I'll just pop that in there like so. Right, so now we've done that, we can just give this, or even I can move it around the other way, see if that works. Are you joking? It's still got that rotation issue. Even if, nah, it's kidding. Alright, that's not fun, but you know, we just got to deal with it. Okay. Now just, oh, nothing to wipe, excellent. So as long as I stay on this side, we're all sweet. I might even be able to, hello! Try and make it fun for you guys, so. Yeah, it's looking a lot better. Not perfect, but a lot better. So I'll just keep going like that. Left-handed Jerry and Ego Montoya. I have one thing to tell you, I am not left-handed. I don't know why he suddenly became French. I am a Ego Montoya. No Frenchman I've ever met goes but we have to say it. It's mandatory. I am Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Very nearly. I wonder if it can be taken out with a little bit more. So we just move over to here now. Here's our final two. I'll give them a wipe down. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time this has ever been used in a live stream. First time I've been able to get it properly functional. First time I've been able to get all of the things working on it. So you're seeing history in action. Not history in action, history in space action. The moment I thought I'd lost the Opal there. That can happen. Well, it's getting shiny for sure. us have a look. Let us have a look. Let us have a look. What I will say is it's not too bad. There's still an issue here though. I'm going to have a quick look at it. That can be dealt with on this level. So let's just check to see. Yep, we've still got that. Good. As you can see, final part of the opal cutting process is making sure that every bit of the opal is perfectly polished, and that can be quite tedious. You can sit here for literally hours just with the same stone. If you're wondering why a stone is costing $500 or $600 and it's so small, part of it is scarcity, of course. Not many opals exist. But the other part is an awful lot more obvious, and that is the amount of time that it takes to cut the opal. My salary ordinarily would be sitting at about $60, $70 an hour. So if it takes me 1 hour, that means the base price of the opal should be about $60 or $70. I think that's right. I think that's better. What I'm going to do now is just quickly do the edges, because the edges are important. They really make the quality of the stone. Look at it. It's one of those opals that's going to be forever opal, so we'll just try and it's not a bad opal, it's just that it's got just a few defects at the surface which are hard to get through. So just have to put up and shut up, I suppose. Yes, shutting up and the putting in there. Excellent work there. Okay, young Philip. Have a quick look at what else we've got here. See if anything else is worthy of attention. I just knocked off the... Yeah. Stupid me. One of the little pieces of wisdom that I give younger people is don't ever call yourself stupid like I just did. Because you should never call yourself anything you hit somebody else for telling you. I'm not just instantly jumping into these ones have already been quite severely polished. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you these. I'll quickly give this one a bit of a zhuzhing. But all I needed to know tonight with this glass... Okay, so I say we're done here. Let's have a quick look at this one. Is there any imperfection? There has to be because I remember it. That's better, so we just go onto here. think that's all I'll show for tonight, because I've got other things to do, got other things to show you. But we'll have a quick look at what this one's done. So look at this one. Zoom in. Not the best of views. Let me try and... It was the best of views. It was the worst of views. Here we go. Tale of two opals. There you go. Nice colour. Not a bad little stone. Alright, let's turn these off. And I'll quickly turn off the spray gun, because that will continue to spray forever. There we go. Had some noises over there. So, going back. Right, what we're going to do now is we're going to go over to the opals that you're probably more familiar with. Over here. Oh, here we go. Now what I've done this afternoon, whilst there was a little bit of sun around, I made sure that I had something that we could work with. Oh, far out. Come on, you can do this. Reach you. Sorry, I'm just sitting in my chair and it's a bit cramped, the space. I've gotten the Opal rig fixed up, but still hard to sit down sometimes. Right. Let's flip this around. Here's the rig. Give it a bit of a rub down, we will. This is my automatic detergent dispenser. Actually, I'm joking. This is it. The cool thing is you can do anything out of camera shot and pretend that it's high tech. Magic. Roll up everybody, one and all. Watch me magically do some weird thing. There we go. Leave these out of the way. May have a crack at them later, but we've got ourselves some nice little gems today. Well, hopefully nice little gems. It's got a definite game plan for them. It's going to be a bit shorter than normal, and that's okay. As long as you get quality, I suppose. Good point, good point, good point. Right, there we go. Now this bit. Here we go. Certainly a bit of a Celine Dion filter here today. This may certainly will not do there. Back a bit. Perfect. Now I'll align it slightly to the right, so that you can see the entry point of the opals. So, what are we doing today? I've got myself a few little opals from my collection, and the point about these opals is that in the sun they did actually have some colour. And as a matter of fact, I know this one in particular has some good colour. So I'll zoom in and we'll see what we can find. I know where the colour is, so that, yeah, you can see it's just in there. You see, there's a chance that maybe even this entire opal will be just colourful once I take the skin off it. You can see that there. You can see this side as well. Oh, come on. You usually can see this side as well. There it is, see? And on this side, there's some somewhere. There it is again. So yeah, we're on to a winner with this one. Probably, anyway. Let's fire up the old machine and see what happens. And suddenly, nothing happened. It happened suddenly, mind you. Just trying to get the drip to happen at the correct rate. Drip more.
Come on, drip more. Drip more, you stupid drippy thing. Okay, just open it up a free fraction more. That's all the way. Gee. No, that's too slow. Open it up a bit more. How's that? That will do nicely. Right. On with his head. That was too small to work with. Like it was, I could have done it, but it was a waste of time. Turning out quite well. Shiny is rather slight, but that's okay. It'll get there when we actually get to the polishing phase. Alright, there we go, there's our first one done for today. Not a bad little fella. There's shine on it, we'll have to shine it up to show you. But there you are anyway. Let's have a little bit more fun. Which bit do you think I should be getting? How does it do your nails? Done it plenty of times. Let's do the communication finger. All good.
Am I not allowed to love my father?
You are.
Die then.
Sorry, I'm trimming my nail. Alright. So there you go. Nail trimming done with a Dremel. Probably should do that before every stream. Now that's not a chaff pattern or a Chinese writing pattern. That's actually just me saying that's waste. I saw where the shine was, let's take this off. I have definitely seen you on this channel before, Tortellini Fettuccine. That's a good idea. Watching Opal cutting during your commute. It's an interesting option. You're obviously not commuting to work in Australia. I'm guessing that you're one of the Europeans. So in order to get this all pristine and stuff, I need to take this material off at an angle. Not something I wanted to do. A friend of mine said they've started watching this video quite avidly, or this channel, and they say sometimes they're sitting there at the monitor going, no, cut it the other way, like having not ever cut an opal before. And I understand that because I watch some other videos in which people are doing various other things, and I'm sitting there armchair generaling it as well. Ah, Chicago. Never been to Chicago. I have been to Nebraska. That usually gets a bit of a chuckle from the average American. Why do you want to go there? Because all of the world's soil is stored there. In case you're interested, the title Dr. Phil is not an ironic title or just a bit of fun. I do actually have a PhD. Well, dropped a piece, but also found a piece. That was from a couple of sessions ago. But I think it's okay because I don't think this had any colour on it. Has a little bit. Too small to worry about. Right, let's get this done. Whee! So that was more telling because what we have is... well, we've got black opal there. You've got to be careful with what you call it, but technically this is from the black opal fields. You've got to view black opal in the same way that the French view terroir in their wines. Oh my goodness. Yeah, fair enough. Believe it or not, Nebraska was quite peaceful. I wouldn't exactly say it was a hub of how do I put it nicely? The Nebraskans are quite happy about their place in life. I was talking to a bus driver / security guard, I can't remember what he was. He was outside the Nebraska University. There's an N on the jumpers, of course. And he very proudly said, oh yeah, the N is for knowledge. Yeah, I've actually thought about that, and I'm going, no, you have 200 million people, and statistically that means you're likely to meet up with an idiot. Doesn't mean all of them are. Just means you meet a lot, and you think it's well represented. No, they're just the loudest. Yeah, you're right. I think the US has been under a very special form of attack recently, in the form of propaganda-based attacks, and so half of it has been to divide the American public, I reckon. And it's worked to a certain extent. They're quite polarised, I've heard. That's the noise to listen for. Yeah, that kind of really high pitched kind of rattly squeak, that is the sound of beautiful opal. Don't worry, people who've never seen this show before, the blade does not cut you, just rocks. Yeah, it's a bit weird. I think there's a vestige of post World War II. I mean, people like Charlie Chaplin were monitored by the CIA as potential revolutionaries. Charlie Chaplin was never going to do that. Yeah, it is. In some states, even seatbelt restrictions or seatbelt laws are considered to be draconian. Yeah, well, technically our conservatives don't like unions too, but and yes, some of the names are all backwards. I'm going to blame the fact that Australia is upside down to you. Oh, all of that, yeah. Hopefully that's behind everyone. I know, but they have to want it. That's the sad part. Like, Trump is dismantling the healthcare system as far as I know. And it's what the people want. So you can't, like, stop it. So let's bring this light over here that was over there. Come on, little laddie. Do your thing. Not that big. There we go. I'm going to have a look and see if there's any colour in it. There is a bit just here. There we go, that's a bit better. Is there some colour underneath that black stuff? There might be some under here as well. So we'll wait till it comes out, and when we see it in the sun, it might have a nice bit of sun flash to it. I do know that there is colour in that band that I've been cutting into. We'll have to see what its full potential is in the morning in that. Now this stone here, I've put some instructions to cut, so we'll see what that cut will do. Yeah, I do too. I always consider my taste to be weird, but if you're liking it, then maybe it's not so weird. Good chance this is black down here. The only way black opal is actually valuable if there's colour in it. One thing to mention is I'm trying to salvage this one from a no colour situation, but there is no telling where the colour actually will be. There we go. Oh yeah, you do get used to it. One of the things I do when I'm cutting opals with mates and they want to have a go, I give them a deliberately very expensive opal and they're going, what if I ruin it? I say, you probably will. Because if they're going to learn the craft, they actually have to learn to cope with the fact that they're potentially destroying a valuable gem. That's right. And I also think of all of the opals I cut when I was very new to the game. Personally, I think I was quite good for someone who was new, but that's certainly not quite good, period. Thank you for that. Let's see. Right. Yeah. And yes, they are expensive, but to me, the opals aren't as expensive to other people as well. So, and sometimes I'll give them a piece of random potch just to destroy, and that's fine. If I'm having a look at the back, we've determined that it's at least a black opal. I think the only way we as humans move forward is through the phrase, I'm never doing that again. There's some colour. Just there, let's have a look. Very small amount, but it's there. Right, so let's try. Yeah, let's try cutting it back here. Well, this is feeling like a sun flash as well. So what I'll do is I'll carve as much as I dare, and then we'll have to look at that in the morning as well. More a picture stone than an opal, but it might have something here. That's just... yeah, let's try. Just here. The opal guy. Hello, how you doing, mate? That's all good, my friend Tortellini Fettuccine. I guess you must be, if you're from the EU, you must be Italian, I'm guessing, from the name. Oh, yeah. Your car or the general political car? Yeah, I know what you mean. It's not so bad in Australia because we're quite a way away from it. But all sorts of rumours are circulating. The cool thing I can tell you though is I'm a part of the public service in Australia. Yeah. The thing I was going to say is I work in the public service and I know what would happen if some politician came through and tried to cut through all of the red tape. They don't have enough pairs of scissors. So I think Trump tried to do an awful lot, but I don't think he really can get rid of the public service in the way he wants. So you're probably safe from that. Oh yeah, we've already been hit with a 25% tariff. I'm a bit stoic about it because, like, tariffs don't work. They only work in very specific circumstances, and those circumstances aren't here. So, yeah, you can hit us with tariffs if you want. I'm asking myself that question too. Had a look at your First Amendment, and it's more about that than gun control. Put it that way. It is actually. because he wants to make America a primary producer again. He wants to making cars and electronics and all that sort of stuff. So if you smash the economy a bit and ruin the standard of living and do a few things like that, you've got workforces again. Yeah, my focus is actually with Zelensky and what he's doing, and things were a bit touch and go for a while with that. Things have come back from there, but I don't know. A lot of Ukrainians have died. The thing is that America has tolerated an awful lot of awful working conditions for a while, and of all the people who seem to be able to, bear it quite stoically, it's actually the Americans. Very good of them. I am wondering how you guys are going to avoid revolution, because if the policies continue and the economy's wrecked and all that sort of stuff, then the people might actually read the Constitution and say, oh, hang on, this is a militia to take out a crooked government. So, dude, you only get a leader like him once every 100 years or so. Well, at least we've confirmed it's a black opal. I'll use that as potch. The thing is, I don't think you should blame your fellow Americans for what's going on, even though you've got all these people who are voting the wrong way. Well, I suppose from our opinion they're voting the wrong way. But I don't know if that's going to... That's the actual... I think your public has been undermined for years by various people. And it's been in the political interest of various people to have division in the American ranks. And so no one's really addressed this Democrat-Republican divide. And there's always one group feeling disenfranchised. So I think at the moment the Republicans are the ones who've been feeling disenfranchised and gone off the deep end. It is interesting that once again, it's not a bad thing for the American people to be so aspirational. Like, think about this, the policies are quite bad on the poor, but they're pretty lenient to the rich. And the only way a public would actually be willing to wear that kind of thing is if they're hoping to be rich one day. That is true. Critical thinking skills are definitely important, but sometimes it's not taught in schools either. Not here in Australia, sometimes not in Europe, I think getting that level of education so you can't be hoodwinked by some dictator is actually quite important and very hard to do. The thing that amazed me is the fact that, stop me if I'm wrong here, but Trump actually took over all of the media basically, didn't he? He's bought out a lot of the TV channels and whatnot. And so he's able to put his narrative in there. And it's amazing to me how the American public has happily accepted that. Don't be like that. There's an awful lot of, well, how do I put this? There's a Midnight Oil song called Short Memory, and it's all about how we don't really remember back to times when policies happened, and we try to reverse stuff which is good for us. And you never know. If you remember my father's cancer, that would have been a death sentence a mere 5 years ago. It's not anymore. He's up and running. Yeah. It's amazing how the right to bear arms was actually taken up by various political interest groups, and when the time comes, everyone's silent about it. $600 subs. Now that's a nice number. It's also a frustrating number because 400 to go. Well, I've got to do that again. Wasn't that long ago you were on 500? Acceleration's quite rapid, isn't it? Have they actually gotten that updated, or are they still have they still got slavery in the Constitution? Yeah, so 100 now. It's moving on to mid-March. It's already Pi Day over here. These opals have proved a little bit more disappointing than I was hoping for. But like I'm saying, they might actually show up in the sun a bit. Actually, Dan, you know Caleb, don't you? I'll show you one of his. I was polishing it just before you came on. Well, the Mexican jumping opal has spoken. Hang on. Here's one of Caleb's. It's not quite finished yet, but it's quite a nice one. Camera work. Thank you. There you go. Yeah, these opals just do that. Quite nice little things. Right. Now we'll go back to these ones and they seem to be quite unimpressive. But I saw a lot of colour in these. Let's have a look. I think it's this one. You got to look for the colour and then strategize on it. Must be this one then, huh? Right. Well, there are instructions on it. Oh, you're out of there. Sorry. So here's the opal that I've got. I drew these lines whilst it was sunny. I think my children are playing Minecraft or something. Once again, this is getting sliced through quite substantially. This tells me that's only just become open. Struck V. Well, the issue of the stream, I am very sorry about it. Maybe it's just a metaphor for the focus that your country had during the last election. Shouldn't laugh, but like, I mean, if you don't, you cry. I mean, I know politics is hard and all that, but when you think about it, when Biden was in, he had an opportunity to fix some of this. At least put a rule saying, you know, no criminals in the White House. Nobody guilty of treason. I mean, it should go without saying, but you know. Very interesting. I've been doing a lot of AI stuff, and I might even do a video on how to leverage AI properly, because most people are using AI to make awful content on YouTube or to, you know, have a sexy chat with someone, yeah, something like that. And it's actually not designed for that. AI is really quite powerful if you know how to use it. Anyway, I was retraining the language model because apparently it was designed by, the one I'm using was designed by engineers and not statisticians. I asked him how the model was trained, and I was quite shocked, to be honest. Well, no wonder you're trying to go for more computing power, because you just have no power in your modelling. Anyway, one of the things we did was we were looking at the actual language. We're saying, well, let's do a basic distribution of the words you're using compared to, say, the words I'm using. We did that. We said, fine, let's go now have a look at like words in famous speeches like the Gettysburg Address and stuff like that. Have a look at the speech patterns there. Then have a look at Churchill and his famous fight them on the beaches thing. And so we were happily going along there. And then I said, well, hang on, let's do Trump. Let's see what his speeches are like. And it was very interesting because, like, it had an interesting vocab. But my vocabulary is reasonably high with long word letters and stuff, but the distribution is quite smooth. Trump's is very, very bunched around short letter words, in case you were wondering. And going, well, that's interesting. And then I thought, well, that was probably written by a speechwriter. So I asked the AI to actually go and download some responses from press conferences. And that's where it got interesting, because it became defensive, and usually, like Churchill and Lincoln, they used the inclusive we like 2 to 5% of the time. There's none of that in any of Trump's stuff. There's such a rabbit hole we went down. Oh, 1 hour 14. Well, anyway, the good news is that I don't think that, I don't think the American people are particularly bad people. I went to Nebraska. Apparently that's a Republican holdout area. I don't know. Finally got an Opal. That is, look, there we go. I'm not sure you're going to pick up on the colour because it's pretty subtle. But at least it is there. I wouldn't exactly call it fiery. But the colour is there. I noted that we're 1 hour and 15 into the stream, and that's about where I start to lose focus. Point taken. Not spectacular, but not bad. It's not one of those, game-changing opals. It's essentially a picture stone with a little bit of colour spattered on it, which isn't too bad. Let's see what else we can do with this particular opal. Right, so I'll cut along here. just wondering where to cut it. Let's keep going with this bit. Just make sure we get that done right. $4.50. Nah. Back in the days of the Flintstones, all you needed was a hole in the bottom to put your feet through. My car will require a new battery soon. I think the battery's fried. Also, I was thinking alternator, but now I think that's actually got an earth leak. So I'm going to have to go hunt around the chassis and all the wiring and see if I can spot something. I could get an electrician to do it, but like I suspect more than $450. If it's more than $2,000 to repair the car, that's more than the value of the car. Now that's looking promising. Well, I like my car. I probably got it a bit cheap because it was from a friend, but it looks really crap. And that's part of its charm, to be honest. Also, I've been repairing it with my own two hands, and it's not because I'm a good mechanic, it's because it's that simply built. The funny thing is that if you're talking the question of value with my car, very good value. But you don't need to despair, my friend. I do believe that Teslas are going cheap at the moment, aren't they? Get one second hand. Yeah. Can you use some website, app, or anything to get it home delivered, or is that not a US thing? Well, my thought is if you buy it from somebody who's just disgusted with the fact that they actually bought one in the first place, you're giving money to them and you're getting a car, and then you can actually change the hood ornament if you want to. I think you can imagine what I would be changing my hood ornament to if I got one. Yeah, I had my own discussion with corporations today. Well, yesterday now. They certainly do optimize for themselves and not for anybody else. Yeah, but anyway, the thought that's occurred to me is I've seen Ellen's attitude to Ukrainians, and I'm like, wow, that is amazing. So, if I ever got one of those cars, I'd be driving it around happily, but it wouldn't necessarily have the same letters and, numbering and stuff that, shall we say, a factory pristine. And I don't think it'd have the Tesla symbol on it either. Actually, how many people on the stream? 16. Okay, cool. Because I've been working on a few things, and I'm not going to say that it's definitely going to happen or anything like that, but I'll be doing some experimentation. And intriguingly, I stumbled on a technology which might actually beat Musk's Starlink. Won't say too much about it, but if it does, I'll make sure it's deployed. I don't even care if I make a profit on it, just to make sure that Starlink dies. I just read that. Unbelievable, isn't it? Trying to call Ukraine an aggressor. It's like saying, look at this, they're repeatedly hitting my stick with their face. You know what? There are people who are proudly driving around in Teslas around my area. I don't think it's so direct to them. The whole Musk thing, so they don't realise what they're doing. Yeah. Look, I'm sure you're one of the told you so brigade as well, but like, he was always going to do that. The writing was on the wall as far as that was concerned, you know, and I was optimistic. I was like, maybe he'll be good. No. And he's hurting his constituency, the people who put him in power. And he doesn't seem to care that much. And he's more interested in settling a score with Zelensky than actually doing what's right. And but the thing is, I can't actually bring myself around to be angry about all of this because, like, it's an inevitable outcome. Perfectly predictable, and like people naively thought that things would be different, I suppose. Well, it's true, but he only ever did care about himself, you know. I just don't know how people missed it. Oh well. Remember, in England, they all voted for Brexit, and that was a bad idea. And over here, we've voted for various things. We've shamed ourselves over here. So it's a global trend. Don't think that you're alone in all of this. Once again, we've got ourselves a very, very small amount of colour, but it's quite a nice swirly pattern anyway. So I'm okay cutting these, even if no colour eventuates. Let's have a look at this one. Yeah, but you're right, and it's been cultivated by fascist elements in the world, though. And that's the issue that we're dealing with. It's not necessarily the fact that your people are stupid. They're just misdirected. And you're right, a bit of education wouldn't hurt. But what do you do? When the internet first got invented, did people anticipate that this was going to happen with it? That people from another country could actually get in and infiltrate without ever setting foot in the country? No one ever thought of this kind of stuff. Maybe we should have. Maybe we should have been a little bit less naive, but you know, it did take an awful leap of logic to do it. Absolutely. If you want to, I've been writing scripts to figure that one out, but I can actually give you a few pointers. If a post that says they're from an American or whatever else, but it seems to be ridiculously short and it's got an awful lot of likes on it, that is someone who's trying to disrupt your country. And it's very easy to get angry with the people who just swallowed the line, the company line, and voted the way they did. But realistically, yeah, getting hoodwinked is a bad thing, but there is the hoodwinker, there is the scammer, there is the agent who is moving in your country, trying to tell your country what to do. And I think that's the way you can phrase it too. You've got people who are not from your country telling your country what to do. If I told you to, vote this way or that, or do this or that, you have every right to tell me to get stuffed. I'm not from your country. I don't have a right in your politics. So I think if you actually said, stop telling our people what to do, if you went back to the whole Abraham Lincoln, for the people, by the people, that kind of stuff. Not by the people manipulated by the social media troll, just for the people, by the people. That seems to be a recurring theme in my channel, actually. Whoever ends up in my channel, they're not just humanitarian, they're, life in general, including pets and whatever else. I'm not entirely certain that's your, that's what you're going for, but, I think your issue is more along the lines of not as many people understand Star Wars anymore. Because if someone had said vote Trump and then you go, it's a trap, maybe people would have listened. Oh, intriguingly, I actually got a hold of an email address, and so I emailed them and I said, the 5 things I did this week. I cut some opals. I was just curious to see what they would do. So what can I tell you? I reckon you probably could sleep easy. Like, I know things are bad. One of the cool things about getting older, and I can only speak for myself, but I suspect it's happened to you as well. As you get older, you have an accumulation of experiences and pains and all the other things. And that just contributes to your wisdom. So, I think that's the key, to just kind of stoically take it all in. Know that this too shall pass. Because it will. A lot of Ukrainians will die. That does not sit well with me, but that's just the reality. But eventually it will stop. I take your point. There are some things I don't know how to fix. But I do know there are a few proverbs. One of them is that a kind word turns away wrath. So I don't think there's any point in confronting people over it. It'd be nice to be able to at least view your fellow countrymen as a friend and patriot. And I think in a way they are. It's just that they're so misled on how to actually be a patriot. All I can say is chin up, buddy. I think it will be okay. I think it will be. I don't want to be wrong about that, but I reckon it will be. I reckon it'll be fine. Well, somehow, I think you needed a demonstration of how badly broken your constitution could become, and hopefully, presuming you have another election, the orange guy won't be allowed to continue, and hopefully someone comes along and goes, all right, well that was a mistake, let's firewall the constitution. Well, he certainly didn't leave willingly the last time, did he? There was a heartening story. One of the guys who was originally involved in that storming of the White House stuff has apparently gone up and taken his punishment, and he's made a speech along the lines of "I was wrong," and I now realise it was a terrible thing to do, and I'm not going to plead for mercy. Just do what you must. Should talk to my brother about that. He mentioned it. I don't think Trump will serve another term because he physically is incapable of doing so. Well, that's the other thing. It's another you laugh or you cry moment. But like, there was a thing called Project 2025. I think that's what they called it, wasn't it? In which they very clearly stated their aims. I think also, Don, you're one of the only other, not only Americans, like a lot of Americans don't actually look outside their own country borders, don't talk to people, don't interact in any way, so they don't understand what the zeitgeist is outside of the US. I'm not saying that the zeitgeist in Australia is perfect, we've got our own problems, but I think that you've reached outside your own borders and you've become, you know, a little bit wiser as a result. I'm not saying that we're all wise, it's just benefit of somebody else's perspective. Yeah. And I'm trying not to be snobby about this, because if people are just where they're at, you know. If you don't give people opportunities, where are they going to learn? Where are they going to become a critical thinker? Oh, it's great, isn't it? What's going on with shipping? The funny thing is, there is an Australian meme that's really taking off with them. Every time you hear them say that the front fell off, that's a quote from a guy by the name of Clark, who he sadly died a few years ago of a heart attack whilst he was having a bit of a bushwalk. But they had this brilliant skit called The Front Fell Off, and if you haven't seen it, I strongly recommend you watch it. Yeah. Absolutely, my friend. It reminds me of an Irish joke, and I'm a quarter Irish, so be aware of this. There's a story of an Irishman who fell into a vat of whiskey, who sadly drowned, and 3 people came to rescue him, but he fought them off bravely. It feels very much like that. Like there is the capacity to get out of, shall we say, the vat of whiskey and have a look around. People will just fight off the effort bravely. Actually, one of my namesakes, I share the last name with Howard Hughes, the entrepreneur. I don't know if we're related. But when he was asked how much money is enough money, he looked in the camera and just said, just a little more. I think that's what you're getting at. Why? Why is it necessary? The cynic in me says, did jars told you a pea cost that much, really? I'm sure you know he went absolutely bonkers by the end of his life. All of it. Yeah, well. Have you ever studied the Bronze Age collapse? It's very interesting. From a morbid perspective, it teaches you that civilizations don't last forever. Well, thank you for the... I think that was a compliment about the inventing things. Yeah, have a look at the Bronze Age collapse. Basically, no one really knows what happened, but just the entire world just weakened at exactly the same time, and like we lost all of our technology, basically. I'm not one of those people who think that aliens built the pyramids or anything. Like, technology is quite a broad topic. It's going mush. Oh, I get it. It's late at night over here. It takes me a while. It's a weird world, isn't it? I think I've told this before, but I say that you know, especially in America, justice is a very interesting thing. Because if a man of colour, shall we say, commits a crime, then they're just dragged off to prison, with court only being a formality. If a white man commits a crime, well, he's given a slap on the wrist and sent on his way. If an orange man commits a crime, they make him president. People don't really know what happened in the Bronze Age. There was probably a climate shift, but they don't know what caused it. It's probably a volcano. They don't know where it is. And they have some candidates, but the dates don't just match up that easily. So people are still guessing. What do you reckon, mate? I reckon I'll cut that bit off and just make it into an ordinary cab. Have a look at this bit first. I spotted where it went. There's a little bit of colour there. There is a little bit of colour, I think, but we'll have to wait until sunrise to find it. I can see a little bit of blue here. I'll show it to you. So just here, there's just a little bit of blue hanging around here, but whether it's just, you know, echoes from the chamber, so to speak, I don't know. It's not bad to have good cabbing practice anyway. But yeah, I can see some colours just there. That white bit is a bit blue. We'll see how far that blue extends. Maybe we'll be able to polish it nicely. Interesting thing is that this potch is really nice to cut. Oh, there's some. There's some definite colour just there. One piece of colour does not maketh the opal. I'll give it a bit of a brutality treatment just here, just to see if we can get something. Oh yeah, we're getting something. Might have to just sit it against a piece of sandpaper and just let half of the face go. Yep, we're getting something. It's not great, but it's there at least. I can see something here as well. So what I'll do is I'll just gently take some of this layer off, and then we'll leave it as a potentially double-sided, not very good opal. Or will we? Hang on. These opals are quite annoying because sometimes you get these ones which give you just a little bit of hope, and you keep cutting away and you never get there. Definitely getting something. Yeah, you're right about that. I always get a little bit out of it. It doesn't feel like low quality rough, to be honest. Yeah, there's something coming out of this. You're right about the whole there. Look at that. Look at that. I'm gonna not necessarily. We don't have that much opal to play with, but what I might do is just let it swirl in and leave it at that, and then we'll see what that swirl looks like in the morning. There is a little bit of colour. I can see it. There is some too, look at that. It'd be nice if it really just popped out for you guys. There's definitely something. Don't even know what to call that. I think we'll leave that to the dopping rods because that's not a bad one. All right, well, I at least understand it. It's probably how much I can do today. So let's have a look at it. At least I understand it. That's a kernel there. So we know we at least know what formed the opal. There's another. Okay, so that kernel goes all the way through to there, I suppose. Yeah, probably does. I won't bother carving it through. I think it's quite beautiful, but it's a kernel. So basically what's happened is a void has formed up in either sand or rock, whatever was around, and then opal filled in that, and the surrounding area became opal as well. And we have a kernel. It's the kernel secret recipe, 11 herbs and opals. Okay, let's turn off the taps. Ugh. They say you can determine your age by how many noises you make when you stand up. Ugh. I'm going to turn off these particular lot, these things here. That, and whoop, sorry, zoom out. Turn that one off. That's all of my water. This is my opal polishing area, by the way, in case you haven't seen it. Air goes in from there to there. I've rebuilt it so that there's actually a slope going from here down to there. And eventually out of there will be a pipe to go into the water collection. So it's all working quite nice. And the other thing is that you can just put the phone on here and you can see it's just glass there. So that's the generalized design. It seems to be working well. Quite happy with that. Also, we've got a hose here with an atomizer. So, and the air, I'll get a tissue. Sorry. You can see that the air is going that direction, and it gets picked up here. It's basically a ceiling vent for a bathroom. How are you guys, huh? Want a scratchy poo? I'll get to you, Max. I'll get to you. That's a good point. Yeah, well, I enjoy building stuff with my hands. And so, yeah, you're right. You don't need a $4,000 machine. Yeah, I know. But Loki was just hanging out for it. Sleep milk. Okay. Sleep well, my little one. Yeah. Didn't intend the stream to go so late, but it was a big day, and I had a fight with the toll company. I'll give you the transcript of that conversation. It was hilarious. Pony's leg is getting better, which is good. I'll get you some food, Pony. You'll be all right.
I gave her a bath just before we did the live stream. She was stinky poo. Max, you want to scratch? Want to scratch your bum? There you go. Yeah. Well, that's true. Having said that, it was quite amazing what happened. The vet just lanced the knee. I'm thinking that's not a good thing. But I'm not a vet. And it just got better. Pony's doing really well now. Incidentally, most expensive pigeon in the world probably. What was it, $200 or something? But it's 200 Australian. The exchange rate is probably about 70 cents to the dollar. So it's like $150 or thereabouts. I'm just estimating broadly. Making sure that's all done. All right, turn those lights off. Whew. That's the opal cutting done. Thank you everybody for joining up. No, yeah, I think we use pigeons to run our internet in Australia. You strap a USB to its leg, it's much faster than using, whatever version we've got. Anyway, it was wonderful cutting those opals. I think that they were not... they were all right. The opals I quite like them. Sometimes you just cut opals that you can like yourself and other people might not. And that's just the way things are. I'm okay with that. And it's fun cutting them. It's fun doing the cabin practice. And the birds, yeah, they're fun too. And they're enjoying life, I think, and that's a bit gratifying. They don't need to worry about the troubles in the world. I'll look after them as best they can, no matter what's going down. So at any rate, like and subscribe on the way out. Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. So, yeah, like and subscribe on the way out. Enjoy life and try not to worry about what's going on in your government if everything's hitting the fan. I mean, what can you do? If you don't laugh, you cry. Enjoy, everybody. Yep, finish your video. Dr. Phil out.